Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today we are doing Libra's general reading. For those of you guys who do not know who I am, that's all right. My name is Nix Marikuma. I am the owner of Marikuma Healing, where we do card readings, palm readings, advice counseling, as well as talk about healing our mind, body, and soul, how to pick up healthy habits, and things of that nature. All right. Before we get to Libra's general reading, I like to add a few things. Firstly, thank you guys for following me, subscribing, and liking the video. All right, I know that a lot of us on YouTube say that, but like it helps. Okay, it helps the algorithm, it helps the account growing, and things of that nature, and I can reach a lot of people. Okay, so I appreciate that. Y'all don't have to, but you guys do. Um, that being said, if you're interested in a 2025 year reading, all right, a personal reading with you and me, and you want to know what the next year is going to bring, it is $4 today and tomorrow's the last day. Tomorrow's the last day you can get it for $4. After that, it's 25, all right? I will talk about what 2024 was the theme, what is meant to teach you, your job, your finance, love, family, friends, and spiritual outlook, as well as every 3 months of the whole year from January through December, what those themes are going to be for you, how it's going to play out, what to look forward to, what to watch out for, what to help you get a little bit more easier with the transition, right? From the new year as it begins, as it carries on, and towards the end of it, as well as what your obstacle may be, how to help you with that obstacle, and the main theme of 2025 for you. So if you're interested in that and you do not want to pay $25, take advantage of the $4 offers. Regular readings that are not 2025, right, is $20 to 6. So it's either $20 or $6 depending on which one you ask. And I do palms, which means I read your hands, okay? And the lines and all that. It'll tell me about your personality and other stuff of that nature. If you want to give it a try, it's $6 to $20 depending on what you want me to read. And I do counseling and advice. So with my counseling, I also give you advice. It's $6 weekly to $20 monthly. So if you want someone just for like a few weeks, it's $6. You tell me the time and the date that works for you, and we'll work it out. If you want it monthly, then it's 20. I am not a certified counselor, but I do have experience in counseling others and helping them get into a better place, how to handle life's ups, downs, and all around. So if you like to give me that shot and chance, I really appreciate it. If not, that's okay. Palms and cards are also on the table. Now, without further ado, let's finally get y'all's reading started, okay? So, Libra. Some of you guys are dealing with energy and disorganization. So, this means that, okay, here's the thing. When we're not taking care of ourselves, we tend to bite off a little more than we can chew, okay? And when we're overwhelmed and anxious and just feel like so much responsibility and so much things are relying on us and we just don't know what to do, or it's really bumming us out and we're just kind of trying to survive, okay? It can make our energy very disorganized. It could also mean that you're using a lot of energy and you're not very organized as a person, okay? Sometimes I forget that I'm one person and I tend to try to tackle on as much things as I can do in one day and forget that's not healthy, okay? And being a Virgo, if you do know other Virgos, then you know how picky and stubborn we can be, especially when it comes to projects, working, doing things, responsibility. We try to tackle it all in one go. And I don't know if anybody's ever told us this, it's not healthy. It's not. If your energy is not organized, then you're going to lead up being overwhelmed, tired, anxious, pissed off, frustrated, kind of moody because you're overwhelmed, okay? And I feel like you're overwhelmed with family, contentment, and joy. You want to be able, like, here's the thing, this is your present situation, okay? So family contentment and joy is your situation that you're dealing with in the now, in your present. This is caused by leadership and exploration, all right? This is more of the card of like, I want to be able to take charge of my life. I want to be able to do my own things. I want to have new experiences. And if this is causing you family contentment and joy, and you're dealing with energy and disorganization, then something to do with your peace of mind is not giving you any peace. You're not having a lot of joy. Like, the thing is that you know that you're going to be okay, but right now it's just like you have family that you need to take care of. You have your own stuff that you're trying to deal with. You're trying to find your balance, your peace, okay? And it's just not really giving, because it's kind of like you want to do your own stuff, but you can't do your own stuff. You want to be able to have new experiences, but you're stuck on this, okay? And here's the thing. I want to say the leadership and exploration does tie into you wanting to do your stuff. Like, you as a person, you have hopes and dreams that you want to achieve, and it is just your stuff, your thing. The reason why I'm kind of putting it that way is because your greatest hope is independence and self-reliance, right? All right, so you're having independence, self-reliance, that Nine of Diamonds really backs up the leadership and exploration, okay? This is your greatest hope, independence and self-reliance, doing your own stuff, relying on yourself, having the confidence that you know what you're doing and that you can do it. So if I'm going to go over there and travel the world, I believe in myself that, one, I have the means to do it, and two, I can go and do it ahead. Like, you know, it's fine. I got me. But you're not entirely independent, okay? You do rely on others for certain stuff. And some of you guys are either not asking for help and trying to do your own stuff, and it's stressing you out and you're sinking, but on the outside you're like, you know what? I'm calm and I'm wise and I'm patient and I can do it all. It's all right. And deep down inside, when you're taking off that mask, you're freaking out. You're freaking out because you got a lot of stuff on your head. You're trying to balance all this stuff. It's falling apart. You have to take care of this one, and this one's coming after you next, and they're back on that, and whatever it may be, and it's just madness, okay? Some of you guys are not asking for help. The other half of you guys are asking for help. Some of y'all gonna get called out. Libra, like I said to all the other signs, I love you guys, okay? I do. I do not know you, all right? I do not know you personally, but I don't believe that everybody should be stressed out and, you know, having this predicament and all this madness, all right? I want all of y'all to have a really good, happy, healthy life. But there's some things that you guys are doing that are not helping you, okay? You're trying to do everything on your own, and you're not asking for help. Some of you guys are doing that, and that's not healthy for you. It is creating your energy to be very disorganized. You're not keeping yourself neat, okay? At the other point, some of you guys have been asking for help, but when you're asking for help, you feel so small. Like, you should be able to do all this on your own, so why are you asking other people's help, right? Especially when you're an adult, okay? Hear me when I say this. I don't look it, okay, but I'm a 29-year-old woman. I hate asking my family for help. I hate asking people to help me. But there's some things I need help with, okay? I have glaucoma, I have anxiety and depression. So for me, with my glaucoma, the way that my sight is set up is that, like, I need help being guided and being just, like, you know, showed around, because there's some things I can't see, all right? There's some limitations to what I can do. That doesn't mean, as a 20 or 9-year-old woman, that I am pathetic and weak because I have to ask my family to guide me on certain stuff. You're not silly and you're not dumb and you're not weak and pathetic if you need help on some stuff. It takes courage to ask for assistance, okay? If they really love you and they really care about you, they'll help you out to their best of their ability, okay? And if you can't say the word help, Libra, then you can always word it like, hey, can you give me a hand? Can you assist me with that? Let's do it together, okay? It's fine. It's okay to rely on people. I know that deep down inside you want to do your own stuff and stand on your own 2 feet. But remember that every independent person needs teamwork from time to time, okay? And you shouldn't feel small or worthless because you're a grown up or an adult, or you're entering your age or whatever, and you need help from other people, bro. We all need help. We're human, for Pete's sake. We're trying our best. Sometimes a group effort helps out with the load. Also, know to pace yourself a little bit and organize your schedule, okay? For me, I need to write things down, okay? I have to write down things. I got to make a list. And when I make my list, I tell my family, like, oh, guys, Thursday, I got 5 people that I need to read. And I promised everybody that I was going to do this kind of video, right? So forth, so on, and what. Saying it out loud helps me remember that, okay, I told my family, I told my mom about my schedule for this coming week. I promised everybody that we'd be doing this. Okay, so let me just think and try to get that done. I wrote it down. I set alarms, okay? I have at least a few things to help me remember because I think so fast and have so much things on my mind that I don't always get everything in order. So for you guys in the beginning part of your reading, you are going to need to learn to organize yourself a little bit more and be a lot more nicer with yourself, because some of you guys are really hard on yourself, yet you're not as hard on others as you are to you, okay? Now, your future holds miscommunication, misunderstanding. So I would say, right, that with misunderstanding and miscommunication, you're not being understood when you're talking, when you're expressing yourself, and people just don't know how to communicate to you. Or when you're communicating and trying to be understood, people either ignore you or they really don't understand or they choose not to understand. Okay, some people will play dumb. Okay, it is what it is, and it's not what it's not. Some people will be like, "What did you say, Libra? I don't understand what you're saying. Can you repeat that? I don't understand your accent." Right? Like they will play dumb, like a bag of bricks, okay? Just absolutely clueless. And you've explained and explained and explained in different ways for things to get through. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Some people try to understand, but they really don't. And I know that a lot of y'all are going to come for me about this, but sometimes it's a generational thing, okay? I'm a millennial. I know, my God, shocker, right? But, sorry guys. But how I say things versus how like my siblings sometimes say things, like especially like the youngest sibling, right? It can be a shift. Like it can be a bit of like a slang barrier or a language barrier. So when I say things are fugazi and shady, that's the equivalent of like my younger sibling maybe being like, yo, bro, this is super sus. And I'm like, okay. I asked her, what is that? And she's like, when something doesn't seem right, it's sus, like suspicious. And I was like, okay, for the longest time, I thought that meant sassy. Like when someone has an attitude, you know what I mean? When they have like their britches up in a bunch or something like that. Like different ways of expressing ourselves is not always understood. So sometimes you have to be really patient and smart about how you put things in order and how you say them, all right? I am going to say this. I'm happy that you guys are starting to be a lot wiser with yourself. At the same time, some of the issues that you guys may be having should, okay, it's not should, it is kind of tied to the past. We're going to get into that later, all right? So with miscommunication, misunderstanding being your future, I think you guys should learn who to give your time to, who not to give your time to, and who's worth the explanation, okay? Some people just like to go over there and suck you dry. Don't deal with them if that's the case, okay? If they are your family and they really love you and they care, they will make sure that you're okay. They will correct you when you're doing wrong, and they will lift you up when needing to. They will always have your back. Those are the people you spend your time with, all right? Now, let's get into your mental and emotional, okay? We're going to go back and forth in these readings, much like I did with I'm doing Libra now. I'm sorry, guys. Much like I did with Virgo, okay? Hoo-wee. All right. So like I was saying, we're doing with your mental and emotional strengths, okay? So mentally, wisdom, patience, and diplomacy. Emotionally, romance and new friendship. So let's tackle your mind, okay? First off, I'm really proud of you guys. Good job, Libra. And I know that sounds really sarcastic, but I'm not being sarcastic. I'm genuinely proud because wisdom, patience, and diplomacy is going to help you guys with a lot of things. Okay, let's get into it. With wisdom, it doesn't necessarily come with age, okay? Just because you're old doesn't mean that you're wise. There's some young bloods, and when I say young bloods, I mean like young whippersnappers or whatever, okay? I'm really showing my age. I'm showing my age and I'm not ashamed of it, but for you guys who are much younger than me, I'm talking about the younger folks, okay? You guys are young bloods in my eyes. Some of them are really smart. Some older people are very ignorant. Sometimes some young people do dumb young people things, and as they get older, they get wise. Wisdom comes with experience, not so much of age, okay? As we go through life, we learn things. Like I always tell you guys, life is full of lessons, and life is full of mother flippin' blessings, okay? Some people come into our life to teach us things. Some people come into our life to bless us and help us out. Some people come into our life to be both a lesson and a blessing. And life will come up again and give you a pop quiz. Did you learn your lesson the first time, or are we going to have to redo this thing again? And it will not hesitate to redo, okay? So with wisdom, you got to be smart and you got to be clever, all right? Some things require you to have a calm mind. This is where patience takes in, all right? Patience kicks in and it helps you stay leveled. Some people require a little bit more patience and understanding so that way they can get things done right, okay? So when you're teaching people and guiding people, or when you're dealing with people in general, you cannot karate kick them in the face. Some people really deserve a karate kick in the face, but some of them don't, bro. Some of them really are just out here struggling and trying. I shouldn't laugh, but I can just imagine some of you guys listening to this video and being like, yo, bro, you have no idea. I try every day not to let the intrusive thoughts win. And some days I look at people and all I want to do is, hi, yeah. Just knock them out for a little bit so I don't have to deal with them anymore. It's the greater good for everybody. I'm not even a mean person when I say that. Some of you guys are thinking that. I know. I can just see you thinking that in your minds. It's okay. You're not alone. Sometimes people get you to that place. They really get you to that, I could. As long as I don't, I can get away with it. But will I? No, because that's rude. We're not We have enough rude people in this world where we don't need any more. Anyways, patience, okay? It's going to take you a long way. A lot of things, I'm not going to even say some, a lot of things require patience and wisdom. You have to be able to be smart on how to deal with people. Some people like to push you out of your character, guys. They do. And the moment they push you out of character, oh my gosh, they are the victim. Oh, Libra abused me. And nobody knows how many pokes, how much pushing, how much constant annoyance did it take to push you to be the mean person. And they out here playing the victim. Don't feed into those people, bro. Okay, never give in to the peasants. Those low vibrational, always drama, problematic, gossiping about other people, never satisfied, never happy, always two-faced. Those are peasants. The peasants is the reason why you need wisdom, patience, and diplomacy. You need to be able to meet in the middle with people who have common sense and people who are worth the compromise. Those of you who are not worth the compromise and yet you're coming after other people and whatting, you need to change your ways and you need to stop. If you continue this, then don't, like if you're dealing with those kinds of people, is what I'm trying to say, don't waste your time with them. It's okay to block people, guys. It's okay for those coworkers that are constantly toxic not to be around them. It's fine. If people don't like it, tough cookies, hard milk. Peace of mind every time. I don't care what it is. If it doesn't bring you peace of mind, it ain't worth your time. If I have to feel small for you to feel tall, you're not worth it. I don't have to waste my brain cells and my temperance for ignorant people. You can't pop off every time you get upset. And you can't pop off when things don't make sense. You have to be calm. Patience will give you time to think of a plan and execute it. Wisdom with cleverness. Okay, cleverness is this. I have one problem, but that does not mean I have one solution. I have infinite solutions for one problem, and one solution can solve many problems. When you have that way of thinking, you can overcome a lot of obstacles, okay? Again, if you can't agree on something, compromise. Meet in the middle. Combine two ideas, okay? If someone wants to have a fair, one person wants a roller coaster, the other one wants a carousel, all right, we can have both of them. We can have a small roller coaster for the fair, and we can have a carousel for kids who don't want to go on the roller coaster. It's a win-win. Or we can combine, roller coaster themes on the carousel and work it that way. You know what I mean? It's fine. But you have to have that way of thinking, and I'm really proud that that's what you guys are doing right now. In your mind, how do I go about this problem? How do I go about this, that, and the third? And if I can't agree on it, let's compromise. Okay, let's work it out. Let's combine ideas. Let's do my idea or your idea first, and then the next time will be my turn, and things of that nature. With romance and new friendship, I don't think it's so much with relationship. I mean, it could be, but if you're having new friends, that means that you're changing your mindset and you're focusing on people that match your energy and that are good to be around. You're not just making random best friends like, oh my gosh, everybody is my best friend. No, not everybody deserves your energy, honey. Yeah, I don't think you guys are making random best friends. I think you're following, you're being with people that are like-minded, that are really cool to hang out with, and you're making sure your circle is something that is not stressful and toxic. With romance, I want to say that you're starting, okay, some of you guys are starting to love yourself. Some of you guys are with people that actually care about you, and you're surrounding yourself with people that really love you for who you are and what you are, and supportive and kind and just good energy. They're healthy for you. Okay, we're no longer going to be putting up with random energy sucking vampires, all right? And before someone comes up to me saying, that's a myth, energy vampires don't exist, they do. They really, truly do. And the world, sadly, is full of them. I call them peasants, okay? People who are low vibrational. Again, if you have been, like, here's the thing, okay? 2025 is coming up, right? We have about today and tomorrow. January is on its way this week, and 2025 is coming whether we're ready or not. We're not going to be putting up with negative people. We're not going to put up with low vibrational, toxic, never happy, constantly complaining, never deciding to heal and change and thrive and adapt, right? We're not dealing with those people, Libra. We're not. If some of you guys have been around those people and now you're like, you know what? I need to focus on me. You know, like at least a handful or like a little bit of you guys who this reading may be for. Some of you guys have been giving your energy freely, baby, and you need to stop. Not everybody is worthy of you. Whether you're a queen, a king, or a bodacious royal in between. Some people are not worth you. They cannot rise up to where you're at. Remember, queens, kings, and royals in betweens are up here. Peasants are here. They refuse to level up. They stay here. They pretend to be the victim. They constantly complain. They refuse to change. And they're always negative and nasty and two-faced and narcissistic and all that. They're here. Okay, whether it's a narcissistic, toxic woman, man, or person, they're here. And so the only way for them to get to you is to chip. And the more we try to give and give and give, the lower we sink until we're either below them or at their level. We work too hard to rise up. I'm not lowering myself for peasants. Remember, peasants are low vibrational people. They're not poor. That's not a peasant. They're not middle class. That's not a peasant. It doesn't matter about the money and the finance and all that. Not the materialistic thing. It's the attitude. It's the energy and the vibrations and their personality. That's what makes a queen, king, or royal or a peasant. And 2025 is coming. We're not dealing with peasants. I'm not dealing with them. I'm not. If I'm not putting up with it, neither should you. Now, some of you guys are letting go those nasty people, that toxic way of thinking, the mentality, the things that are not working for you, you're letting them go. And I feel like if your energy and just organization is kind of like what you're dealing with right now, trying to find a way to get a little bit more, you know, I'm using balance a lot. I know that as Libras, that's what you guys are getting hit with because you're the balance, you're the scale. You guys are all about duality and combining both the heavy and the light, the dark, the shadow, and the brightness and the peace. You guys are all about combining those things and making it happen. The rhythm with a beat and a flow, okay? So I'm proud that you guys are focusing on making sure that you're surrounded by people that make sense, that you are choosing to be very smart and patient with yourself as well as other situations that you may be facing. And instead of being like, you know what, gang, gang, bang, bang, whatever. And when I say that, I really mean just like popping off. Like if you're upset, then you know what, we're all burning down. Okay, I'm going to go after this person and that person, and I had a meaning for that one. You don't know how to do your job. You're ignorant. You're this, and y'all get on my nerves. Okay, I'm going after everybody. You guys aren't doing that. You're being like, okay, let me try to understand this, and let's try to work it through. And if we can not agree, then either we agree to disagree, we combine our ideas, or we take turns, all right? As you're doing this, you're going to be meeting new people, okay? Hopefully people with like-mindedness that actually have common sense and that are good people to be around. With romance, I feel like you're loving yourself as well as you're being surrounded by people that do care, all right? If they bring you peace of mind, if your body and your soul, this is how you know it. If your body, okay, your energy, your soul is just like, It's happy, it's calm, it's not freaked out, nervous, anxious, or whatever. Most likely this is your person, or this is meant for you. The moment there's butterflies in my stomach, I'm really nervous, I'm afraid, ah, something's like, no. This person, this thing, I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't want them. No. Then that could be a sign that is not meant for you, baby. All right. Now, that being said, we are going to talk about your energy that you're radiating and energy that you're getting back, okay? So much like with the peasants and the royals and all of that, when we have energy, we cannot lie about it, okay? I can lie to you guys about who I am, what my intentions are, right? If I'm a good or a bad person or whatever, but I cannot lie to y'all about my energy and vibration. I'm radiating at a different frequency. Everybody has their own type of energy and they're feeling and sensing that they give off to each other, okay? So when we have low vibration, much like the peasants, I'm tackling the peasants today, man. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you guys are gonna get a side talk about what peasants are, bro. Okay. I have bay leaf, and so that's what was on my thumb. I have basil and all that on my tea. But yeah, like I was saying, we're gonna talk about peasants all day. I'm sorry, Libra. This is what some of your video is gonna be about. But yeah, you know what I mean? Low vibration is I'm not good enough. Everybody sucks. Men suck. Men are out to get me. Women are suck. They're evil. I'm not going to get the job. I don't see this working out. Oh, if you didn't do this, I wouldn't have been pushed to do that. This is your fault. I'm not responsible. Mind games, two-facedness. Even when something good happens to these people, they are never, ever satisfied. Okay? For example, this cup isn't good enough. I should have a chalice made of gold, right? Oh, I'm reading playing cards. I should be having the best playing cards, the best tarot cards. I should be having more of this and more of that, and they're never happy. Sad but true, but we know those people. I know a majority of you guys know those negative, sad sacks of people, bro. And they drag you down when you're with them. When you're with them and you try to help them out, you feel so exhausted and so drained and so empty, and it's not supposed to be that way, okay? So that's why whenever negative people go and get things, they always get more negative stuff, because that's what you're getting. Why should the universe or the gods and goddesses or divine entities of this universe give you good things if you're never grateful? That makes sense, right? Like, if you're never happy, why should I bother trying to give you more things? Clearly, you like being miserable. So therefore, you'll get more troubles and heartache because you like that, versus somebody who's positive. Now, when we're positive, we're not happy all the time. Okay? Every time that radiation and giving back and the energy comes in for any reading, bro, you're going to get this conversation. So get comfortable, have a snack, and, you know, some tea, if you will. Because clearly we're talking about a lot of tea today. But yeah, positive people are not always happy. We're not. Sometimes I'm pissed off. Sometimes I'm sad. Sometimes I'm mad. Sometimes I'm confused and tired. And I allow myself to feel these emotions. And then I get myself back up. I dust myself back off. I put my crown on my head, my shoulders back, and my head forward, and I keep on moving. Life will get hard, baby. It will get rough. And you just got to get tough. And you got to allow yourself to scream and cry and shout and let it all out. When things aren't working your way, it's okay to be frustrated. It's valid, okay? You going over there holding your emotions and pretending that everything's okay when it's not. That's not healthy, baby. It isn't. It's not a good thing to do. You'll kill yourself if you hold in all these emotions. So if you need to scream and shout and let it all out, so be it. It's like a wave, okay? You wash over with the rough emotions. As it goes away, it goes back to the sea where you feel cleansed. I'm telling you now, get off. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Josephits. Ants, I'm sorry. But anyways, like I was saying, we get back up even though life gets hard, okay? I know I'm rambling and I apologize about that. But when life gets hard, you get back up and you keep on going. Okay? You scream, shout, let it all out, but we don't stay down. Better things are coming. Bad moments are just moments, and good moments are moments as well, okay? So what you guys are giving out is new ideas. What you're getting back is insight and realization. So you're going after, okay, yeah. A little bit of it is financial, but a majority of it is emotional. So I think you guys are going through, when it comes to new ideas, I feel like it's trying to get yourself in a better headspace and in a better place emotionally. The reason why I say it's emotional is because I promise you, stop. I'm sorry, but stop. Stop crawling over my quads. Again, ants. All right, so like I was saying, right, the reason why I say it's emotional is because your advice ties into empathy and turning inward, right? You are having wisdom, patience, and diplomacy, so you're trying to stay level-headed. But at the same time, this means that you have to regulate how you feel. When something frustrates you, you have to take a deep breath and relax. When something is great that's happening, you enjoy it and you accept it and you're grateful for it. But you're learning how to handle rough things with a more calmer head. So it is mental, but it is emotional. The discord, dishonor, and hollow victory is your greatest fear. Okay, what does this have to do with your new ideas? Again, you're dealing with, like, you're trying, I feel like you're healing at the same time you're evolving. So you're healing from certain things that you know you've been holding on to that you need to let go. And you are evolving and learning how to handle stuff a lot better. You're like, okay, I know that when this happens, this is just to teach me this, okay? If you guys want to learn how to be more patient, you're going to be put in situations that test you, okay? When I was younger, I was not patient. I did not possess, the temperance to be really patient with some people. I'm like, look, we've done this 5 times now. How can you mess up 5 times? Like, how thick can you be? You know what I mean? And that's not a nice thing to say. But when I was younger, I didn't have it. The older I became, the more I'm like, okay, some people just take some time to understand how certain things work. And I can't bust their chops about that. I just have to be calm and loving and kind and just guide them a little bit more. You know, some people need a little more kindness and time, and it takes a lot out of you, but it's something that we all have to learn to do. Okay? You are working on letting go of toxic things that you've picked up and also just trying to be more healthy with yourself. Those are what your new ideas are, okay? With your insight and realization, you're understanding things a lot more clearly. You're not looking at things bits and pieces. You're looking at them with a bigger and wider picture, okay? It's not an easy thing to do because it requires you to accept and come to terms with certain things. Like, okay, I may need to work on myself here. I understand that when people do that, this is not something that I like, so I'm going to kind of stay away from those people. Or now I understand why this happens. Okay? You don't know. Maybe you've gone through all these things to help somebody else that may be going through the same situation. You know, if my life was perfect, I don't think I would be doing Marikuma healing. I don't think I'd be giving out mind, body, and soul videos because I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't understand what it's like when things go rough and hard, you know what I mean? So I'm really happy that you guys are starting to heal, okay? And I do think that it does tie from the past because your past is like this, okay? Sorry, hold on, let me have my tea. Yeah, with new ideas, we're working on getting things better. I'm telling you now to stop. Jesus. I gotta get rid of all these ants. They're distracting the bejesus out of me. I'm sorry. I know that's not like the most classy thing to say, but I will say this, these videos are never not entertaining anyways. Yeah, with new ideas and new insight, you're realizing things, you're seeing things with clear eyes, okay? But at the same time, you're having new ways of doing stuff. You are developing better habits for yourself, okay? A lot of the toxic habits, a lot of the things that you need to move past does tie to your past, Libra. Okay? All right. The reason why I say that is because nostalgia, childhood, and old friends. If I had a past card, the Six of Hearts would be it. There is nothing wrong with wanting things how they used to be. But at the same time, I feel like the past again was to teach you, okay? Everything comes in to teach us things. You want to be able to do your own stuff. You want to be able to be less stressed and overwhelmed. So while you're learning to not be so stressed, you're learning to be patient and smart. And you are coming up with new ways to be better, okay? I'm coming up with new ideas to be a little bit more mindful. I am learning that this is something I've been doing and I need to stop. This is something I should start doing. It'll make it a lot easier for me for A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3, okay? And with you realizing things clearly and seeing the bigger picture and seeing what things are as what they could be, it's going to help a lot with opportunities, because if you're only seeing bits and pieces, you're not getting the clear picture. You're not seeing everything for what it is. Either you are choosing not to understand it, you're choosing to run and ignore it, or you really just can't get what it's saying, okay? And it's fine. But I'm happy that you guys are being able to start to see things for what they are, how to go about it, what's meant for you and what's not. And that you're learning that you can, like, here's the thing, if you had some past passions, like past hobbies that you're starting to do now, that's great. If it's a past person or you're holding on to something that happened some days ago, a month or years back, it could be time to let it go, because holding on to the past is not healthy. Understand that the past is to teach us. We cannot change time. As much as I wish I could go back in time and change this and do this differently, it happened for a reason. It made me who I am now, okay? And even though at the time it was a really sucky, crummy thing, if I didn't go through those things, I wouldn't be where I am. And I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be more compassionate and kind and understanding. And just somebody that is a little bit more stronger, because the past shaped me, the present molded me, right? I'm in control of the now. And I'm heading towards the future that I'm trying to create for myself. We can't live back then. We can't live ahead. We have to be in the now. That's why it's called a present, okay? So we're going to tackle your greatest hopes and fears and tackle more into your advice and past. I'm sorry, your outcome. Okay, your outcome is your past, but we're going to tackle that a little bit more. So for your greatest hope, like I mentioned before, independence and self-reliance. You want to be able to do your own stuff, and you want to be able to rely on yourself and support yourself, okay? Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But remember, it is also important to have teamwork because we can't do everything by ourselves. I'm sure we can, but it doesn't mean that it makes it easy and lemon squeezy and breezy, all right? It doesn't make it like, oh, just because I can do everything by myself, it works a lot better. Sometimes, yes, we can do it ourselves and it works fine. And sometimes we need the A team, the A okay, the all right, the yeah, we got it, let's go kind of team. All right, the one that works well together. Your greatest fear, before I tackle that. Yeah, your greatest fear is discord, dishonor, and hollow victories. So, man, Libra, you guys gone through a lot. I'm seeing all sorts of things with your readings, but it's more like I see it and I feel it. I can understand why you guys are having trouble with trying to get yourself in the zone. You want to try to appear that you can do it all, but it's okay to be soft and open to those who are deserving. Okay, not the ones that are like, oh, I'll totally be your friend and you can come to me about anything, and they're just two-faced. All right, but you do have people that care about you. All right, discord, dishonor, and hollow victory. Okay, discord is dysfunctional energy. Okay, everything has a rhythm and a beat. With discord, it's random, unpredictable, it's very tar-like, it's nasty and stressful and toxic, okay? It's a very uncomfortable feeling. With dishonor, it's just disrespect. You know, not being treated right, not being somebody that is treated with kindness, is something that people just mistreat you, lie, abuse, you know, just really abusive type of behavior is just dishonor. And for bittersweet, as a lot of you guys know, okay, it's not a secret. I talk about it all the time. Um, when I was younger, right, I had a relationship with a narcissist. We all do at some point in time, at least the majority of us. Hopefully, if you haven't been with a narcissist, may you never ever deal with that. And I put up with this narcissist because I had to take care of a kid. Okay, I was a guardian of a child. Not my child, but a child. And I put up with it for years. Okay. And when I got out of it, right, because I just couldn't take it anymore and I couldn't take them with me, so I had to leave on my own and I left the narcissist behind. It was bittersweet. It was sweet that I didn't have to deal with the abuse anymore. I didn't have to deal with the screaming and the shouting and like getting into my face and kicking down doors and, you know, the constant other types of abuse. Um, you know what I mean? It was nice that I didn't have to deal with that. But it was bitter because I couldn't take the kid that I was staying there for so long for with me. And I just was scared that that abuse would come off of me and go on to them. And it messes with you. It does. Your greatest fear is not to have to deal with that kind of situation. You don't want to be stuck with an abusive, toxic, narcissistic sociopath, whether it's a man, a woman, or a person, right? Because abuse is abuse, it has no gender. There's no that abuse is a man or abuse is a woman only, or abuse is just, you know, one or the other. Abuse is anybody. Anybody can be abusive. Any woman can be toxic and nasty to a guy or another lady. Any man can be abusive and toxic to a woman. I've seen it all. I've seen it all for men and women. I've seen it. I've been there, you know? And when you're in that situation and you get out of that situation, it takes a lot for you to heal. Okay? And the reason why I'm going in a little bit more detail of this is because some of you guys have been there. Some of you guys are in it now, okay? If they are threatening you and throwing things and hitting you and assaulting you in verbal or mental or physical or sexual or psychological ways, that's not somebody that loves you. Then it's not someone that cares. It's someone that is very toxic and abusive, and your fear is to be stuck with that, or to find out that not everybody is what they say they are, or things are not what they seem to be, or maybe you're just repeating the same mistake. Okay? You're not. You shouldn't. Like, here's the thing. Just because you want to be on your own doesn't mean that, like, here's the thing. Don't be on your own because you're scared to get hurt. Okay? There are really good people in this world. It just takes time to get to them and to talk to them and to find them. Okay? And nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Neither are you guys. Okay? And I admit that I do have my quirks. But the moment that that imperfection turns into very narcissistic, abusive toxicity, that's the time, that first time to leave. Okay, do not stay there. Do not, they'll promise you heaven and earth, honey. They will say, oh my gosh, I promise it's the last time. I'll treat you right. I've heard it all. Okay, and they never change. They never stop their ways. It is always gets worse. And sometimes we lose our life to it. You know, sometimes we lose ourselves. The person that we came in with all those good intentions in a relationship, whether it's family or a partner or a friend or a coworker, right? We go in with good intentions and we leave hollow and empty. So yes, I get why you're afraid. Some of you guys been there, done that, and you're scared that it will come back to that. You are not your abuser. Your abuser is not you. Your past does not define you. It teaches us and sometimes molds us, yes. But we are not our past. We are not the toxic people in our life that we had to deal with. And we are not that person that was abused. You're not them anymore. Okay? And yes, you should have the strength to stand on your own 2 feet and do your own stuff. But don't shut the world away because you're scared to get hurt. Know what you want. Know your boundaries. And if anybody goes against your boundaries, then they're not meant for you. But there are good people in this world. I just know that it's really hard to find them. And I know that it appears like they're not there, but I promise you they are. Okay? And don't settle for less, okay? Again, I'm sorry that if you guys are in that situation and hopefully you get out safe. I know that it's a random thing, okay? Because we're going through a lot of things in your readings and I'm tackling about more of like the aggressive, mental, psychological, verbal, sexual, you know, physical sense of abuse because some of them, you don't see the scars. Some of the scars are inside, okay? Other times, the scars are both in and out. You can see the bruises and the scratches, and we're all like, well, you know, we ran into the wall, or we fell down the stairs, or my personal favorite, oh, you know, I have itchy skin and I scratch myself, or I'm very clumsy. I bumped into the cabinet or something, or it's nothing. Don't worry about it, or just hide, makeup, long sleeves, laugh about it, make it into a joke, right? You, like, here's the thing. Yes, it's a bad thing. Don't focus on your fears, okay? Acknowledge that it's real, but do not put all your time and energy being afraid that you're going to have discord, dishonor, and hollow victory. that you're never going to be able to do anything, because at the end of the day, you will always be that small person, that small man or woman or person that was abused. It was all you. You did it. No. You may feel a tether to them, but you're not attached to them. They are not you. You are not them. They are not a part of you at all. I promise. Even though it doesn't feel that way, you're not them. Okay? And also, you have to be able to feel your emotions. Okay? Working on the healing for some of you guys, because empathy and turning inward is your vice. Because you guys are overwhelmed and stressed, you're dealing with your own stuff right now, and you're dealing with the past issues that you're trying to work through and get into a better place with, okay? You're shutting down. With empathy, it's kind of like this. Have you ever heard of people saying, I feel hollow, I feel empty inside, I feel dead inside, I have nothing to give, right? That's empathy. You are not a crazy person for having empathy. It's just that when your body and your mind and your emotion is just too much to take in, you can't take it anymore, you're overwhelmed, you shut down, okay? It's like when your computer is not working right. So you shut it down and then you set it up again, right? Well, your body and your mind and your emotions shut down. Everything is on autopilot. You are not in your body anymore. You're in your autopilot. They're taking control. You're going through the days. And a lot of people with empathy, because I've struggled with it for years. Okay, like I said, a lot of things I tell you guys isn't really a secret. I talk about it a lot. You know, me being in an abusive relationship, it happened. Thankfully, I'm not there anymore, and it took a while for me to heal. And empathy, I've struggled with that for years. And when I got like 26, right, I finally figured out what that was. But like over like 12 or 15 years, I have struggled with feeling emotion and not feeling emotion and going off and on, okay? So when you're dealing with it, a lot of people don't know what it is. And you feel like you're a crazy person because human beings are supposed to have emotions, right? We're supposed to have feelings. We're supposed to be loving and kind and angry and upset. We have to have all these diverse emotions. And I could shut mine off whenever I want, until I figured out that this is a sign of something bigger. When you're having empathy and you're shutting yourself off emotionally and you just have nothing, you're just numb all around, you could be having depression or anxiety or a mental or emotional type of issue, okay? That doesn't mean that you're a broken person. It does not mean that you're not good enough. It just means that due to the fact that you're really stressed and overwhelmed, your body is trying to give you time to sit down and take a time to think about it and analyze it and go through the motions without being overwhelmed with different things, okay? And when you're doing the turning inward, you're understanding where it's coming from. Like, okay, why am I not being able to feel my stuff? Like, why am I feeling very overwhelmed and stressed out? Where is this coming from? And then you understand how to go through it, let it go, and practice on more healthier things, okay? If you need to have medicine, like go to a doctor, go to a counselor, go to a psychiatric or a physician, okay? And talk to them about how you feel. Because I was like 27 when I started actually getting the help that I needed. Like, I didn't understand that I had depression and anxiety because of my eyes, right? Because I have glaucoma. It takes away your vision and things, and it can be really sucky at times. And it takes a while for you to get a hang of it. And since I've had it for years, I figured that I was fine. But the doctor is like, yeah, look, it's okay. Take this. You know, you can try medicine or you can try holistic practices and things of that nature. Go to a professional holistic practitioner to go about that. Don't just do it yourself without knowing what your body can take and what your body cannot, okay? Go to a doctor, talk to them about these things, be able to get into a better state of being. It's okay. if you're overwhelmed and stressed and you're shutting down because you can't handle it. But work on being better at discussing what's going on and getting the help that you need. Like I said before, I have it. I totally understand how scary it is to go to other people about being anxious and depressed because people are so scared to be locked up because, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with my mind, right? What am I gonna do? It's okay. You guys are fine. Just be able to go to somebody and get the assistance that you need. Take medicine if that's what you need to take. If you're scared to take medicine, tell your doctor, like, hey, medicine isn't my thing. What are other options that I can do? Okay? Go to a counselor or a physician or somebody and just express how you feel. Talk about your feelings and emotions. It will really help getting stuff off your chest. All right? Now, we're going to tackle your outcome. All right? Your outcome is nostalgia, childhood, and old friends. So a lot of times it ties into the past, back in the day, doing things, and the past can be a beautiful thing and it can be a very tragic and sad thing at the same time. Like I stated before, you're learning from your past to build a better future. If you want to pick up like what you used to do, maybe you used to paint, maybe you used to draw, maybe you used to sing and dance and do ballet or whatever. And you're like, you know what, I want to go back to those old things to express myself and allow myself just to have something fun to do. That's okay. But if you're going back to relive past situations and issues and things, work on letting those go. It was a sucky time. It should have never happened to you. But it did happen. And we have to learn to accept, understand that we're not going to get the apology that we deserve, and that we're not going to hold on to that anymore. Okay? All in all, Libra, you're learning from your past and you're building a better future. You are trying right now to get yourself situated and organized. How can I do this without feeling this way? And taking care of your mind and your emotions is what you're working on right now. I'm really proud that you guys are focusing on your mental and emotional health, okay? And it's okay to take it one step at a time and one day at a time, all right? All in all, ask for help if you need it. Talk to somebody if you need to, all right? It's okay. Sometimes talking to a stranger helps. 7 Cups of Tea, if you guys don't have any money, is a good app to go to. Granted, it takes forever, but it's really nice to talk to people online. They have counselors and volunteers and things of that nature all around the world. It takes some time to go to them. They also have group therapy if you're comfortable with other people in the same situation, just kind of airing out stuff, okay? Yeah, but that concludes your guys' reading. If you guys like what I do, please subscribe and follow. Also, Libra, I know that you guys are going through a lot, but remember, you're stronger than you know, you're tougher than you think, and you got this. Kick ass and take no nonsense. Peace.